The camera zooms into a man shivering in a damp cave, clutching a burning stick as his only protection. Outside, the distant roar of a saber-toothed predator echoes through the dark forest. He hasn't eaten in 2 days. His water source is a filthy puddle. And the temperature is dropping fast. Now imagine this isn't fiction. It was daily life for your ancestors. No phones. No houses. No hospitals. Only fire, fear, and the fight to stay alive. Could you survive even one day in their world? Let's find out. Chapter 1, The Moment You Wake Up. Part 1, No alarm clock, just danger. You open your eyes, but there's no bed beneath you. Just a cold, damp layer of leaves, mud, and stone. No pillows. No sheets. Your skin brushes rough earth and your breath rises in visible clouds. The sun hasn't risen yet, and you're already in trouble. Your body is trembling from the cold. You slept in the fetal position all night, curled next to others huddled in a smoky cave if you're lucky. If not, you slept under a crude lean-to made of branches and dried animal skins, exposed to howling winds and crawling insects. The first sound you hear? The low growl of something outside. It could be a direwolf. It could be nothing. But your heart pounds like it is something. Because out here, one mistake means you don't get a second chance. There's no time to stretch or check your phone. Your instincts are already on. Are you safe? Is everyone in your tribe accounted for? Did a child wander off in the night? Did someone freeze to death beside you without making a sound? The morning checklist of a prehistoric human is simple. Is everyone still alive? Do we still have fire? What will we eat today? If you're thirsty, you can't just grab a bottle. You need to walk, sometimes miles, to find a stream. And when you do, there's no guarantee it's clean. Do you risk the parasites? Or dehydrate? You wouldn't know this, of course. You just drink. And days later, you'd likely be dying from something you can't even name. There are no mirrors here, but if there were, you'd barely recognize yourself. Your hair's tangled, greasy, filled with dirt. Your nails are cracked. You're covered in insect bites, scratches, bruises. You stink, everyone does. And yet, this is normal. This is survival. And you haven't even stood up yet. Part 2. Every step could kill you. You crawl out of your shelter, barefoot. The forest floor is cold, damp, and crawling with life, some of it dangerous. You instinctively scan your surroundings, your senses sharpened not by training, but by raw necessity. Every rustle, every scent in the air, every shadow between the trees could be food or your death. There's no toilet. You walk away from camp, crouch, and pray a snake isn't lurking nearby. You keep your eyes moving because even now, even this private moment, you're vulnerable. You need fire. That tiny flame in the center of camp. The one that kept predators back, cooked food, kept people from freezing. May have died overnight. You check the coals. Still warm? You're lucky. Dead? Then you face the impossible. Starting fire from scratch. With friction. With stone. With a prayer. Your hands are already bruised and scarred from yesterday's work. But they don't care. This world doesn't care. There's no breakfast waiting. You'll need to search or hunt. But food isn't guaranteed, not today, not ever. You spot a beetle crawling on a log. You crush it between your fingers. It's disgusting, but it's protein. You eat it. Not because you want to. Because your body is shaking, your stomach empty since yesterday's failed hunt. There might be berries nearby. You remember which ones kill. Your mother taught you, but your cousin didn't listen once. She died foaming at the mouth, eyes wide open. Now you remember every plant's face like your own. Meanwhile, the children in your group are already awake. One is crying. That's bad. Crying attracts attention. You hush them quickly, not with words, but with a sharp gesture and fearful eyes. This isn't parenting. This is survival. Noise means death. Every step of your morning is filled with decisions that could kill you. And the sun has barely risen. Part 3. What comfort feels like when you've never had any. You finally move toward the others. There's no good morning, just nods. Quiet glances. Everyone's already scanning the tree line. Today, you're not a student, an employee, or a content creator. You're bait. Food for something bigger, faster, hungrier. You hear a rustle, everyone freezes. You grip a sharpened stick. It's not even a real weapon. But it's all you have. The sound fades. Maybe it was a boar. Maybe not. Either way, you don't relax. Prehistoric life doesn't reward those who relax. You think about moving to higher ground to scout, but that means exposure. The trees offer cover. But they also hide predators. You're constantly calculating shelter versus visibility, water versus risk, food versus exposure. Comfort? That's not a category. Comfort doesn't exist. Only the illusion of less discomfort. Your tribe is small. No more than 10 or 12 people. One is limping from a sprained ankle yesterday's chase. She slows the group down. You care for her. But deep inside, you know if danger comes, you might have to leave her. These thoughts haunt everyone. You're not a monster. You're just a survivor. Or trying to be. You gather around the barely lit fire, trying to warm your hands. Someone chews dried roots. Someone else skins a rat. You take a deep breath. It smells like smoke, sweat, blood, and rot. And that's the closest thing you'll get to comfort. Because you've made it to morning. But it's only been a few hours. And you've got 20 more to go. Chapter 2. Your first task is finding fire. Part 1. The day fire dies, it's mid-morning and something's wrong. The coals from the campfire you assumed they'd still be glowing are cold. Someone forgot to feed the fire. Or maybe the wind carried away the last embers in the early dawn. It doesn't matter why. It only matters what it means. No fire means no cooked food. No clean water. No warmth. No protection. No safety. You don't panic. Not yet. But your pulse rises. Because you know how hard it is to make fire from nothing. You've seen your elders fail. You've seen entire groups forced to abandon camps just because fire couldn't be made. You've seen people freeze to death clutching damp sticks. You call out. Others gather. No one says it, but the tension is sharp. You grab the fire kit if you're lucky enough to have one. A flat piece of dry wood. A spindle. A bough. Some dried grass. The tools are primitive, but they've worked before. You kneel and start spinning the spindle back and forth. Faster. Faster. Your hands ache. Your shoulders burn. Smoke begins to rise. But it's a trick. Just smoke, no ember. You curse under your breath and start again. Meanwhile, the others prepare tinder bundles. The kids are sent to search for dry bark and moss. Your tribe knows, without fire, the predators come closer. The night becomes a sentence. And right now, the only thing standing between you and that nightmare is your ability to rub two sticks together fast enough. Part 2. Sparks, sweat, and survival. Your hands are raw now. Splinters buried deep in your palms, blisters forming. But you keep going. The bow drill screeches against the wood. It's a cruel sound, but the smoke thickens. Your tribe leans in. Someone fans the tiny pile of dried grass. Another cups their hands to shield it from the wind. Then a spark. A single orange ember, smaller than your fingernail, appears in the dust. You freeze. Everyone does. This is not just heat. This is hope. You gently place the ember into the bundle of dry moss and blow. Carefully, desperately. It smolders. Smokes. Then flame. Someone gasps. Another drops to their knees. You just exhale. You're too exhausted to celebrate. But you did it. You've done something every modern human takes for granted. You've made fire. And for now, that means you'll eat tonight. You might survive the cold. But more importantly, you've pushed death back by another few hours. The flame grows. You feed it slowly, small twigs, bark, branches. You build it strong. Because now that it's alive, it must stay alive. Losing it again isn't an option. You've paid for this fire in blood and breath. And you know how quickly it can be taken away. Part 3. The flame that keeps death away. As the fire crackles and grows, everything changes. The tribe begins to move differently, slower, calmer. Someone places a hand near the flame, warming stiff fingers. A mother pulls her child close, letting them feel its warmth. The fear that gripped everyone only moments ago softens. This fire is more than heat. It's a barrier. A line in the dirt between life and death. Without it, predators roam freely at night. Hyenas. Wolves. Saber-tooths. But they hate fire. It blinds them, confuses them. Gives you a small, flickering edge. You know stories of groups who lost their fire and didn't live to tell anyone. Some say they were dragged off in the dark. Others simply froze where they slept. Tonight, you won't be one of them. With the fire alive again, people begin preparing food. Insects are roasted. Scraps of dried meat are reheated. A few tubers are buried in the coals. It's not much, but now it's warm, and that makes all the difference. You sit by the flame, your hands still trembling from the effort. Your palms are bleeding, your muscles sore. But the fire dances in your eyes. And you realize something: this one act, creating flame, might be the most powerful thing a human can do. Keeps you fed. Keeps you safe. It keeps you connected to something bigger than fear. It makes you more than prey. It makes you human. Chapter 3. Hunger that drives you mad. Part 1. Your stomach is the enemy now. The fire is burning. The sun is rising. But your stomach is empty, and it doesn't care about fire or survival. It growls like an animal inside you. You haven't had a real meal in 2 days. A few roasted beetles. Half a boiled root. Barely enough to keep you moving. Definitely not enough to keep you strong. But you have to move. Because in this world, hunger doesn't just make you weak. It makes you desperate. It turns sharp minds into wild animals. You search the forest with the rest of the tribe. No grocery bags. No meal plans. Just sharp sticks, stone tools, and the memory of where food might grow. The forest is quiet. That's not a good sign. You scan the undergrowth, edible ferns? Nuts? A nest with eggs? You hear a rustle and freeze. Could be prey. Could be predator. Your heart pounds. Your stomach growls. Every decision you make from this point is filtered through one primal thought: eat. A few paces ahead, someone spots mushrooms. You rush to look. You know better than to eat them immediately. Some feed. Some kill. Your cousin died from the wrong kind. Foam at the mouth. Eyes rolled back. Dead in minutes. You sniff the mushroom. The scent is sour but familiar. You've seen this kind before. It might be safe. You bite off a piece, just a nibble, and wait. Because even when you're starving, you know the wrong bite could be your last. Part 2. When the hunt begins, the mushroom didn't kill you. That's something. But it didn't fill you either. It's just enough to keep you walking. Suddenly, a scout returns, wide-eyed, breathless. He whispers, "Tracks deer. Maybe boar. Fresh prints near the river." And just like that, hunger becomes hope. The hunters grab their weapons, if you can call them that. Long sharpened sticks. Stone-tipped spears. No bows. No arrows. You have to get close. Dangerously close. The group fans out in silence, stalking the trail. You're sweating now, not from heat, but anticipation. There's no backup plan. If the hunt fails, the tribe might not eat again for days. If someone gets injured, there's no medicine. If you die, you're food for something else. Then you see it. A wild pig, rooting near the edge of the forest. Small but fast. And deadly when cornered. You signal the others. Everyone freezes. This has to be perfect. You charge. The animal bolts. The forest erupts in chaos, shouts, grunts, snapping branches. You chase, heart hammering, feet pounding the earth. One of the hunters flanks left, hurling a spear. It misses. You lunge, scream, drive your own stick forward. The pig swerves, gashes your leg with a tusk. Pain shoots through you. But another hunter brings it down finally. Blood spills onto the dirt. The animal twitches, then lies still. No one cheers. There's no time. You just collapse, gasping. Because hunger has been replaced by pain. But at least tonight, there will be meat. Part 3. Eating to survive, not to enjoy. The wild pig lies dead. But the work has only just begun. There's no butcher shop or clean kitchen. You use sharp stones to skin and gut the animal. Blood drips on your hands, mixing with dirt and sweat. The smell is harsh, metallic, raw, unforgettable. You tear off chunks of meat and toss them onto the fire. No seasoning. No cooking pots. Just flames licking the flesh until it's blackened on the outside, raw inside. You bite into the meat. It's chewy, tough. You swallow quickly, knowing your body is starving. You don't savor the taste. You just need the energy. Around you, others eat the same way, hungry, quiet, relieved. The pain in your leg throbs. The hunger in your belly quiets. For now. As you eat, you think about tomorrow. Will the hunt be as successful? Will the fire last another night? Will you wake again? Prehistoric hunger is relentless. It drives every choice, every risk. You aren't living to enjoy meals. You're eating to delay death. The sun sets fast. Your tribe gathers close to the fire. Some laugh quietly. Others stare into the flames. All of you are tired. Tomorrow you'll do it all again. Because hunger never takes a break. Chapter 4. When nature turns against you. Part 1. The calm before the storm. The morning starts quiet. Too quiet. The birds are silent. The wind is still. In a world ruled by nature, this silence is a warning. You glance skyward. The clouds are darkening thick, heavy, swollen with rain. The air feels heavy as if the earth itself is holding its breath. No one in your tribe says it aloud, but you all know what's coming. Storms in the prehistoric world weren't just inconvenient weather. They were deadly forces. Floods could wash away your shelter. Lightning could ignite wildfires. Cold rains soaked you to the bone, stealing precious body heat. You move quickly to secure the fire. Cover the food. Gather the children. Every second counts. The wind picks up. Branches snap. The first drops fall. You feel a knot tighten in your stomach. In this world, nature doesn't care if you're hungry or cold or tired. It only cares if you survive. And right now, survival means facing a storm that could end everything. Part 2, battling the elements. The rain comes hard and fast like arrows from the sky. You scramble to shield the fire, your body soaked to the bone within seconds. The wind howls through the trees, shaking leaves and snapping branches. Cold water seeps into your skin, chilling you deeper than any night's frost. Your shelter leaks. The mud underfoot turns to slippery clay. You stumble, struggling to stay upright. This is not just rain. This is nature's fury, unchecked and unrelenting. You huddle with your tribe beneath a flimsy canopy of branches and skins. The fire struggles to stay alive, gasping for air amid the downpour. The children cry quietly, frightened by the roaring storm. You hold them close, trying to offer comfort, knowing your own fear runs just as deep. If the fire dies, the cold will kill you. And there's no doctor to mend frostbite or pneumonia. You remember tales from elders of entire tribes lost to storms like this. How even the strongest fell, frozen or drowned. You wait through the night, soaked and shivering. Your clothes heavy with water, your body drained of warmth. Your mind drifts between hope and despair. Can the sun rise again? Will you make it through? In this moment, every breath feels like a gift. Every heartbeat a small victory. Because out here, surviving nature means surviving yourself. Part 3, after the storm, counting the cost. Dawn breaks with a pale, weak light. The storm has passed, but the damage remains. Your shelter is soaked through. The fire is nearly out. Food supplies are ruined or buried in mud. You check the tribe. Some are coughing badly. Others have frostbite beginning to take hold. The limp from yesterday feels worse. The storm didn't just wash away leaves and branches. It washed away your strength. Your hope. You gather what's left and start again, rebuilding the fire, the shelter, your spirits. There's no time to mourn. Nature will not wait. You know the storm is only one of many challenges ahead. There will be droughts, floods, freezing winters, and blazing summers. Each one tests your will to survive. But somehow, despite everything, you keep moving forward. Because survival isn't just about fighting nature. It's about fighting yourself, the doubt, the fear, the exhaustion. You have 16 hours left in this day, and you have to face them all. Chapter 5, Surrounded by Death. Part 1, Living with Loss. You don't have time to grieve. Not like we do today. In the prehistoric world, death is constant. Friends, family, children gone without warning. One moment someone is beside you, the next, they're cold and still. You watch the body, knowing the tribe must move on. There's no time for tears. The threat of predators is too real. The cold will seep in if you linger. You remember your cousin. A quick illness took her in days. No medicine. No help. Just silence and the weight of loss. Everyone carries their grief quietly, buried beneath the urgency to survive. You bury your dead with stones, leaves, or sometimes not at all. There's no ritual, no ceremony. Just a hole in the ground and the harsh truth: death is part of life. This constant loss shapes everything. It hardens your heart. It sharpens your instincts. It forces you to cherish the living because they could be gone by sundown. Yet, even in the shadow of death, life presses on. You take what you can. You fight for what remains. Part 2, Disease, Injury, and the Cost of Survival. Death doesn't just come from predators or hunger. It also creeps in silently through disease and injury. A cut from a sharp stone, a scrape from a fall, a bite from an insect, any can turn deadly. Without medicine, infections spread fast. You remember the last time someone in your tribe got sick. Fever, chills, coughing up blood. They withered away over days. No cure. No comfort. Injuries slow you down. A twisted ankle or broken rib isn't just painful. It's dangerous. You can't keep up with the group. You're a burden. The tribe faces brutal choices. Do they carry the injured? Leave them behind? There's no easy answer. Every day you see the price survival demands. It's a world where pain is normal, and death is never far. And yet you endure, because even surrounded by death you cling to life. Part 3. The strength to keep going despite the constant losses and pain. The tribe presses forward. Grief is tucked away like a heavy stone, carried silently on every step. You learn to mask your fear, to smile for the children, to keep hope flickering. No matter how faint, survival isn't just a physical battle. It's mental, emotional, and spiritual. Every dawn you wake and face the cold, the hunger, the danger. And you choose to live, because giving up means certain death. Around the fire, stories are whispered not just of hunters and battles, but of those lost. Remembering them keeps their spirit alive. It fuels your strength. You realize that surviving 24 hours here isn't just about fighting the world. It's about finding the strength to face it again the next day. And then the next. Chapter 6, Night Falls. You're not alone. Part 1. Darkness is the real enemy. The sun sinks below the horizon and the world changes. Daylight's warmth fades. Shadows deepen. Silence wraps around you like a suffocating blanket. Without fire, you'd be blind. Without fire, you'd be prey. The forest comes alive at night, not with comforting sounds, but with whispers of danger. Predators stalk. Insects swarm. The cold creeps deeper. Your heartbeat quickens. Every rustle, every crack sends a jolt through your body. You gather close to the fire. The flames flicker, casting long shadows on the cave walls. Faces are tense, eyes wide. No one speaks much. This is the hour of fear, because in the prehistoric night, safety is fragile. The difference between life and death hangs on a thread of flame. You clutch your weapon, a sharpened stick. It's not much, but it's all you have. You think about the night before. The howls. The eyes in the dark. The stories of those taken while they slept. Sleep is a luxury few can afford. You force your eyes to close, but your mind races. Will you wake in the morning? Part 2. The hunt comes to you. The night stretches long and cold. Your tribe stays close to the fire, every flicker of flame a lifeline. But the forest doesn't sleep. You hear it first, the faintest rustle beyond the firelight. A predator stalking. Silent, patient, hungry. Your grip tightens on your crude spear. The animals here know the land better than you do. They sense weakness. They smell fear. The pack moves closer. Eyes gleam in the darkness. Low growls vibrate through the air. There's no escape. You can only stand your ground and hope the fire holds. Suddenly, a roar. The largest predator bursts into the clearing, muscles rippling, teeth bared. You freeze, heart pounding. This is the moment your life hangs in the balance. The tribe rises together, shouting, throwing sticks and stones. The fire blazes higher. The predator hesitates. After tense moments, it retreats, vanishing into the shadows. You're alive. But you know tomorrow night, the hunt begins again. Part 3. Dawn and the fragile victory. The first light of dawn seeps into the cave, soft and pale. You're exhausted, body aching, mind raw from the night's terror. But you're alive. You look around at the tribe. Some faces pale, others wide-eyed but grateful. Tonight was a fragile victory. A reminder that survival is never guaranteed. That the world outside is still dangerous, wild, and unforgiving. You stretch sore muscles and prepare for the new day. You know the sun will bring new challenges, hunger, cold, danger. But you survived the night. And that means everything. Because in the prehistoric world, surviving one day means fighting for the next. And for you, the battle is far from over. Conclusion. Could you survive 24 hours as a prehistoric human? After walking in the footsteps of your ancestors for just one day, it's clear. Survival was never guaranteed. Every breath, every step, every choice could mean life or death. No comfort, no second chances, only raw, relentless struggle. We live in a world of warmth, abundance, and safety, luxuries prehistoric humans could only dream of. Their fight wasn't against boredom or deadlines. It was against hunger, cold, pain, and fear. Theirs was a life where the smallest mistake meant extinction. So next time you complain about your day, remember this: you wouldn't survive 24 hours as a prehistoric human. But they did. And their strength, resilience, and will to live paved the way for everything we have today. If you found this journey eye-opening, hit that subscribe button to explore more stories from our ancient past. Drop a comment, what moment shocked you the most? And don't forget to share this video with someone who loves history, survival, or just a good reality check. Thanks for watching. Stay curious and stay safe.